This time on One Foot Flipper, we slow it down a little bit. Stay tuned.
1 foot flipper.
Hi, Paige here, the One Foot Flipper. How's it going, everybody? I'm doing okay. It's my first video in a week, which might be my longest break ever, but I just decided to take a few days off of it all. I've been pursuing this 3 to 4 fully edited and researched videos a week schedule as if I was some YouTuber who actually made money on YouTube, needed the money to pay my bills, and it was really taking a lot out of me. So I just took a week off and just filmed the sales, and that's about it. Not a lot of huge news here. I got a new wheelchair, so now my old one can stay in the Jeep all the time, and thus, in situations where I do need a wheelchair when I'm outsourcing or whatever, I don't need to drag it in and out of the house. So that's good. Other than that, let's just get into some sales. All right, let's do some sales. My sales are starting to finally go back up again now that I am regularly sourcing and listing on a regular basis. It's amazing how that actually works. Sold this Yu-Gi-Oh! Speed Dual Playmat, $28.79. Got one more of these in the store if anybody's was eyeing this. Here's something I did not realize would be a bolo. I was at the Goodwill outlet with my good friend Meta Bubbles. I had one cart I was going one way, he was going the other way to look for stuff, and he brought me two things that my eyes would have passed over without looking. I'm like, oh look, it's a Life and its categories. I would have never looked at this, but this is Spanish Game of Life and Spanish categories. Spanish language games are much rarer. Usually any given game is probably not in production at any one time, and a lot of these two together, they sold for $34.99 in about, plus shipping, in about like 4 days. While these two games, the normal versions, are basically unsellable. Amazing a little difference that can make. Another Goodwill outlet pickup. This is a 2019 Nissan Sentra Owner's Manual set. $31, and I was able to purchase this at the book rate, so I had 40 cents into it. That was probably my pickup of the day there. Necromunda play sheet. This is just a gaming bit to complete things. $5.33. Still $5.33 more than I had before. A Neo Geo arcade circuit board user's manual. $3.18. This is a really cheap manual because the Neo Geo arcade circuit board is probably the most common arcade circuit board in the world, other than the bootleg Miss Pac-Man that has 60 games that you might have seen out various places. A lot of Warhammer 40,000 Space Orc Gretchens. Gretchens are little goblin-like guys that follow the bigger, better orcs around and hang out with them. I don't think they make Gretchens anymore, which is why I got $116.40 for this listing from repeat buyer. And the last name looks familiar, but the chances of them actually being a viewer are very low. So if it is, thanks a lot, Rachel. Sound of Music soundtrack, $5.48. And finally for today, in this box, there is a Warhammer battle suit that's broken into pieces, but would have been a really expensive one. Sold for $120. All right, that's all the sales for today. There should be another segment with sales for other days, so. Tom Hanks, big sealed VHS, $2.67. You'll find that your common movies like this that people remember, sealed VHS, only sell between $2 and $3. They are not big money at all. And got this USS Constitution, assembled model probably from the 1970s. Paid 75 cents for this at a garage sale last weekend. It sold in 2 days for $24.99. Not bad. That's me knocking my tape gun over. Alabama, roll on. $6.56. Sold a golf club. Finally starting to run out of golf clubs. 7-iron King Cobra, $12.52. Plus shipping, of course. Everything's plus shipping. Other people can do free shipping. I would rather not lose money. I got this Delft Blue Holland house from the JDF, so I'll put some money on this spreadsheet, and I'll put a picture of it up here. Sold it for $19.05. Not bad. JDF prefers to sell more expensive items than that. Bachman Big Haulers trestle set. I believe that's the ranking, making the tracks go up. $17.45. That was my last one of those. Sold some Warhammer Tau figurines. $36. I think I got these from Longboard Love. It doesn't say it on the SKU area, but I'm pretty sure they came from him. So thanks if they did, and hey, thanks if they didn't. And finally, sold this Parcheesi set, $10. Got it in the bins, which means I got about $2.30 into it, and it sold for $10 in a couple of days. Not too bad. All right, I sold a box of vintage aluminum metal perm rods, curlers, Goody brand, $21.51. Paid $1 for this. Got that at the Everything's $1 garage sale some time back. Sold 4 Lizardman Warhammer figures that haven't been assembled yet. $11.61. 2 packs of card sleeves with a revolver on them. $4.56. And I sold a rare Warhammer miniature. His name is Lord of Macragge, Marnius Calgar. He sold for $24.25. So, I like to pick up vintage big box software almost no matter what it is, because I don't collect it, but I know a lot of vintage computer guys do. They just put it on their shelves, don't use it. If sealed, don't open it, just like the video game guys do. So I sold this Norton 2003 antivirus for $8.90. Here's the question. Did a vintage software collector buy this, or did somebody who doesn't read or look at what they purchase this? I'm not sure, but $8.90 plus shipping. Arnor the Land for the Middle-earth role-playing game, $45.81. I rode this down from about $150 when the pandemic money was going around. The Middle-earth role-playing game stuff spiked hard during the pandemic. This one doesn't have the maps. With the maps, they were going for $250 plus. I think I had $150 with the maps missing, and it just seemed never was my copy of this that sold whenever it sold, and I just kept lowering it, and finally sold today, $45.81. I had one with the maps that I did get over $200 for, so yeah. 3 Crystal Avon kittens. They're not all that interesting. Sold for $5 whole and 56 cents. Trying not to acquire any more glass. Dust Tactics. This is a hero pack. Dust Tactics is a dead miniatures game that still has quite a following, but this one did take me a couple of years to sell. Somebody probably undercut me, or had undercut me significantly or something, or maybe they had quantity. Sold for $18.78. That might be my last sealed Dust Tactics items left. Goodwill bins last week. I found a vintage 1980s cardboard pencil case. The theme is witches and trolls. Kind of has a dark crystal look, so I put that dark crystal look in the title. It sold in a week for $10. And I would have had about 40 cents in this by the weight. Same user bought 2 packs of card sleeves. Where is it? This Ultra Pro playmat. This really nice quality playmat. This has stitched edging on it, so they don't. The ones with the stitch edging are very rare, and they don't tend to fray or wear out like the normal ones do. And 2 card boxes. They took advantage of my combined shipping on that stuff, so they got a deal. Sold a 12-inch brand new replacement subwoofer. This is an arcade grade one. I had bought this for my Sega Turbo arcade game. However, I had a European Sega Turbo arcade game, and the European models had a 10-inch subwoofer, and I had ordered the 12-inch subwoofer for the American model. So this sat around my house for years, and I finally listed it a few months ago, and it sold for $19.40. Not bad. I think I only paid $20 for it. I mean, plus shipping, of course. But yeah, that's out of here. 3 little Warhammer figures, $21.60. I guess it's a card supply day. Sold 3 deck boxes, $5.72. I used to sell like dozens of deck boxes every day when I had hundreds of them, but I'm finally starting to run out. This one is a viewer sale. Note, hey Paige, viewer sale for you. I'm originally for St. Louis too. One of my earliest memories is this World Series win. Feel free to check out my channel, Lo-Fi Flipping. Keep up the eBay grind. So hey, yeah, check out Lo-Fi Flipping. And I bought this Celebration 1982 World Record Cardinals sealed record. Sold this stainless steel thermos coffee mug, $10. There were 2 of these in the Goodwill outlet the other day. Going by the weight, I probably paid about $1.50 for it, but hey, sold in a week for, and after fees, I guess still $7 profit. Only going to have a few minutes in it, so not bad. Probably spent more time talking about it than it right now to you than anything else. And finally, sold this Divine Dragon Apocrypha anime playmat for $3.93. If you're liking this artwork, I've only got one of these left. So I always like to keep a decent amount of supplies on hand, at least a month. So I always had about a month's worth of priority mailboxes on hand. But since the rate changes in Ground Advantage, I went from shipping almost everything priority to shipping 1 or 2 priority packages a week. So now I have several years worth of priority mailboxes on hand. And I'm not sure what to do because they're taking up 2 entire shelves that could be taken up with real merchandise, or more importantly, stuffed with plain cardboard boxes, the stuff that I actually use for shipping. Has anybody ditched their priority boxes yet? If so, let me know in the comments. Sold this bootleg looking off-brand Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck music box for $10.60. This box sold for $100. It has 56 low-dollar Warhammer figures in it, mostly plastic. For the Apple II, Summer Games 1 and 2 in the boxes, $45. I think I had $2 or $3 into these. One little vintage Warhammer guy. It's a Gun Crew, sold for $8.99. And Michael Stanley Band Stage Pass sold for $8.59. Alright, what else did I sell? I sold to one customer for $63. 4 different Warhammer Skaven Ratman individual hero figures, and gave him a little discount on those for buying them all together. For $104, I sold a lot of about 200 very small scale World War II miniatures. This took years to sell, but it finally did. $12.21. I sold a set of magnetized handmade counters for the Lock and Load Tank on Tank series game. So yeah, sometimes you can just sell weird stuff that people make, because that wasn't an item you could purchase anywhere. $11. This Blood Bowl dwarf, metal dwarf with a beard, painted, for $14.55. I sold 1,500 Magic the Gathering cards, stuffed into a padded flat rate envelope. Sold a bat for $6.25. Need to start looking at my bats and see if I should take the rest of them out now that they're getting down to that level, because I don't make much on that, because I don't really make any money. I can lose money on the bat shipping if they're far away, or if they're in an area that UPS charges $2 extra to ship to. Sold this Warhammer tank for $33.74. That's all for now. Hey, I'd like to thank everybody for staying around, coming out, and hitting that subscribe button. If you know anybody who's not subscribed to this channel, why don't you tell them about it? I'm getting really close to my next goal. Thanks. Hope to see you again soon.